Good morning, and on behalf of the Caterpillar team, a very warm welcome to this demonstration at our Leicester Customer and Training Centre. We'll spend the next 25 minutes showing you the latest development in our CAT next generation mini excavator lineup as we start to offer more technology solutions to help our customers to work more efficiently and to help make job sites safer. My name's Sam Matthews, and I'm the Product and Application Specialist for mini excavators and small tractors here at Caterpillar.
And my name is Nathan Tranmer. I'm the Marketing Manager for mini excavators and small track type tractors for the Europe, Africa and Middle East region. Firstly, with our focus on safety here at Caterpillar, this is a virtual event, so we do encourage you to take a look around you, look for any hazards and know what you would do in an emergency today. So please take a moment to do that. Also, a little bit of housekeeping. We will be answering questions at the end of the session today. We do have some Q&A time, so you can of course ask questions then. Or if you want to ask questions throughout the event today, you can use the box, the question box just below the video. Please include your full name when asking a question. That way we can get back to you offline with any answers if we don't have time to answer them today. To give everybody time to ask questions, please keep questions focused on the system that we're launching here today as well. With that, let's get into the reason why we're here, and that is to see our exciting new suite of technology features for our CAT Next Gen mini excavators. That's our ease of use system. The system is split into two packages, so let's briefly outline the first of these, which is our eFence package.
So eFences are fairly well known across Europe on excavators, and they're used to constrain motion within preset boundaries. On our ease of use system, eFences are set by the operator via our existing in-cab touchscreen monitor. The fences available are swing, reach wall, ceiling and floor. So if we pick out a couple of these and the applications where they could be used, eFence ceiling could be used when performing some operation that requires you to work the bucket high, like truck loading, but under overhead power lines or tree limbs, or even a low ceiling or bridge when you're craning materials. With the ceiling set, the operator can work with confidence in tight spaces. eFence swing could be used when working next to a roadway or live traffic, to ensure that the machine cannot swing out, impede traffic, or cause an accident. The goal here is to promote safer job sites and reduce accidental damage, avoiding unexpected costs. Customers that have tried the system tell us it'd be ideal when less experienced operators are using the machine.
Secondly, we have our ease of use indicate package, which is effectively an entry-level grade system. The operator can set a target depth in that machine monitor and even set a slope if needed, and then have the machine give visual and audible feedback as to the position of the bucket versus that target depth or slope. We've seen a customer during our evaluations of the system use this to dig a fall, starting from a known level point of a curbstone, using the system to ensure that that slope is as intended. And they commented that the system reduces the need for someone on site to check the grade, which also gets another body out of the way of the machine. Great for improving site safety and also for improving efficiency. The ease of use eFence and indicate systems can be purchased from CAT dealers either individually or both together. Whichever system you take, the customer will also receive swing assist, which is probably more commonly known in the industry as return to trench, and also bucket assist, which maintains bucket angle at its last known angle throughout a pass. We'll show you a little bit more about all of these features as we do a deep dive. So let's start with eFence.
So Nate is in the cab now, and we can show you how to set up a swing fence to protect these blocks here while digging out next to them. We're also going to use it on the other side of the machine to protect the barrier we've put there to simulate a walkway or road. He's going to position the machine at full reach, as close to the blocks as he dares. And then he can go into the monitor and set the swing fence at the current bucket position. You can see here that Nate has a shortcut already programmed on the monitor, so within 3 clicks he's been able to set that fence. Now he'll do the same on the other side. You can see on the screen that when the fence is activated and the machine approaches it, it is slowed down and stopped with a notification on screen. Now, when that e-fence is set, no part of the machine will pass through that boundary, and he can dig away up to the blocks without damaging them and swing towards our imaginary walkway on the other side without endangering passing traffic. You'll notice here, while Nate is digging, that the machine does stop short of where the swing fence is originally set. This buffer accounts for extra momentum that you might have when approaching the fence at speed and helps to prevent damage when you're digging close to walls or buried utilities if there's large debris in the ground. We of course have the sensor for swing boom too, so if Nate will be so kind, he can show us that. So Nate can use the swing boom and house swing without worrying about the e-fence. Let's look at another e-fence here, this time the reach wall. Now this limits the reach of the machine, so here we are simulating digging up against a building. Once again, Nate is going to position the machine up close to the obstacle and then set the reach wall e-fence through that in-cab display. So now that it's set, he can dig right up against the wall without worrying about pushing through those blocks. And no part of the machine, no part of the bucket will go through it. So that means not the teeth, not the back of the bucket, and not even the linkage. So both the machine and these blocks are protected by that e-fence. With both the ceiling and floor e-fence, you can actually put a height or depth offset into the display too. So if you know that you have fibre optic cables a certain depth beneath your dig, or you know the height of the ceiling, you can protect those before you break ground. Now, let's go over to a testimonial from one of our customers in the UK that worked with one of our development machines. And I'll clean up this mess that Nate has made.
Hi, my name's Dave. I work for Ridgewood Contracts. Been here 3 or 4 years now. Been operating machines most of my career. The e-fence system was quite easy to set up. We've used the system when we've been working in a building, the fences, curb lines, power lines, the depth of the dig, trenching. E-fence will save the company some money. With less guys on the ground, you can having somebody staff your trench for you, and you still need a banksman, but there'll be less of you doing the job around the machine. I think the e-fence would help people new into the game. you know, with the safety side of it. Compared to other systems, we've had this for 8 or 10 weeks now, and it just gets easier to use. Very good.
My name is Mark Scarrett. Been working for Ridgewood Contracts 12 years. Been in the industry for about 30 years, mainly plant operating. I found the ease of use indicate very easy. 2-3 buttons and you're ready to go. We could then use it to dip off the top of a curb for manholes, anything where we've got to dig an hole to a certain distance from the top of a given curb. It's perfect. You've got less people manoeuvring around the machine. You haven't got 3 lads there with a string line and a tape measure. You're just looking at a screen, so much safer. From our point of view, it frees up another man that can be doing something else. Especially when we're short staffed, you've only got 1 person with you as opposed to 3 or 4. You're saving time, money and labour. This is my first time using a system like ease of use. Got to grips with it really quick. 10 minutes playing and I was away. It makes my life so much easier. Really good, really impressed with it. 10 out of 10.
So now we've got Sam in the cab to show us our indicate feature set. We'll use the pile from the earlier e-fence demonstration and grade this out with a slope. With the indicate package, we program a plane or grade into the display, and the machine will provide visual and audible feedback to the operator to tell them whether or not they're on target. So let's watch Sam here as he sets up our target grade and fall. Sam clicks through the indicate menu. He's now going to 0 the height bench. This figure sets the target offset or depth that the system will work to. You can set the height bench to 0, which will keep the target at current height, or you can then set an offset from current position. Sam, in this case, has programmed the system to target 0.5 meter down from the current bucket position. Next, Sam's going to set a slope, and we're going to set the slope to, or the fall to run away from the machine. So in this part of the menu, a positive figure entered in the monitor will give you a slope coming towards the machine. So for example, if you're digging a drainage fall, water would run towards the machine. A negative number here will drain away from the machine. Sam has chosen a negative value, so this slope will fall away from the machine. At this point, you can also see that we have a reference mode in the monitor. In here, the operator can change whether the system is modeling a grade relative to the machine chassis, which is called machine reference, or relative to true level, which is what we've called earth reference here. For this demonstration, we're going to stay in earth reference mode. So now, as Sam starts to pull this grade, we'll take a look at what the monitor does. So as Sam is on this grade, you can see the bars down the side of the camera screen there, showing Sam where the bucket is versus target, and advising him whether he needs to pull up or cut a little bit further. And there's also an audible indicator which can be turned on or off. So we'll just watch another pass of that. So while Sam's doing a second pass of this, I'll explain the 3 indicators under the camera. These show from left to right. On the left there, the distance of the bucket edge from the target. Then the middle shows the bucket floor angle. And then over on the right, you've got the reach bench. Effectively, the reach bench acts like a tape measure, so you can zero this at the start of your grade and see how far you pulled that grade. These icons also act as shortcuts. So you can see Sam is able to model that fall, sloping back away from the machine using the indicators in the monitor. So, with the end of that demonstration, let's have a look at some feedback we got from another customer in the US this time that trialed the ease of use system with us.
I do footings, excavation work, flat work, concrete work. I'm using the 306CR ease of use machine. It's been super helpful for commercial jobs or anything where there's minimal steps where I can just set a grade and forget it and dig away.
I've owned the company since 1996. It's about service, reliability, and dependability. And so we just look for a brand like CAT that we can partner with that can meet our needs.
The biggest advantage to the 306 is you can do the job with less people, so he can go prep jobs for other things. With me on the machine, with the grade control, I can set my grades at my hub. I can dig away without a man having to come behind me with a grade rod. He can come by and clean the ditch and be doing other things for me, so I'm more productive during the day.
I've been striving to have something like that to increase our productivity for years. The technology on this machine has increased our productivity by 25%, and it's made it where the crew doesn't have to panic to meet a deadline. The CAT system is very easy to use and easy to learn.
You can set it up within a minute or less. If you can operate a cell phone, pretty much exactly the same. I mean, it's 2 clicks of a button, 18-inch bucket, 24-inch bucket, whatever you're using, you plug it into the computer, you measure it, and it's got it all dialed in there, and then you're good to go. When I dig and I set my initial point, I reset it every time I move to that grade inside the ditch. And once I do that, I set it for 0, 0. And so when I'm digging, as long as you can watch the screen, it's pretty self-explanatory and pretty easy. We've used the e-fence or somebody that's doing like a repetition job where there's obstructions in the way, you know, a power line or a building next door to you. I think it's great for that.
We like to train our operators, so if we hire a young person to operate for us, we can set this e-fence up where we can train them while we're performing a job where we're actually creating a revenue at the same time.
And you don't have to be there and worry about him hitting something or causing damage when you're not there.
It's hard to find skilled people, and it's hard to find dependable people. And so we have a daily struggle of being fully staffed. And so having some technology like this come along, we can actually cut back on the amount of labor that we depend on for our day-to-day task. Using ease of use on this machine, we've been able to increase production, decrease waste, and we can save our customers money. So we had a recent job we did with this machine and this system. We calculated we were going to take about 80 to 83 yards of concrete. He dug it with one less man, and we hit our mark at 82 yards. And so that enables me to bid a job tighter and have confidence in my numbers to win the job.
Let's do the work.
So we've got Nate locked away back in the cab, the hydraulic lock's on, and we want to tell you about our assist features. So when you have either the Indicate or the eFence package, customers will get the 2 assist features, Swing Assist, which is return to trench, and Bucket Assist. Swing Assist stops the machine swing at a set point, which Nate's going to do in the monitor now, so that you can easily return to your trench every time. It's like a swing fence, but after the machine stops, you can swing past the set point. Here's one here that we did earlier. And then with another joystick input, you can swing past it. Bucket Assist remembers, so it maintains this last bucket angle relative to true level wherever you set it. So Nate now just has to pull back on the boom and the stick, and the machine will maintain that bucket angle. So right now, Nate's not putting any bucket input into the machine. I hope these run-throughs gave you all a good grasp of the packages that we have. So let's now talk for a couple of minutes about how customers can get these on our machines.
So the system is available on our 306CR, 308CR and 309CR swing boom models. We are working on expanding the models on which the system is available, but for now, it's going to be these three. In terms of how customers can get hold of the system, we have tried to make the system as flexible as possible. You can see some of the hardware mounted to this machine on the machine behind me. So there are 5 additional sensors in total on the machine. From defined serial numbers onwards, mounting points are already on all machines from factory to be able to accept the sensor hardware, which makes fitting the sensors to a machine in the field using our field kits a simple task.
Yep, so we've added sensors for bucket angle, up on the stick, on the boom, the swing boom, and the house swing as well.
So, in addition, and very excitingly, you can actually spec the hardware on the machine already from factory. So the machine can come with the hardware already installed.
The only other hardware requirement, in addition to fitting these sensors, is that the customer takes our next generation advanced touchscreen monitor. And this highlights one of the big benefits of the system. Both feature packages, so the eFence and the Indicate, are set, controlled, and provide feedback via the ex-factory machine monitor, so there's no second screens cluttering up your cab. Once you have your hardware from factory or via our field upgrade kit, then you need one or both of the ease of use, eFence or Indicate feature packages. Again, these are both available activated from factory, or they can be activated easily at the dealership.
The real message here is flexibility. We've made the system as simple as possible to spec on the machine, to fit with the mounting points present on every single machine, giving the customer the option to add the system at any point in the ordering process or even after delivery. So with that wraps up our overview of our models.
And I think it's time for some questions.
Yeah.
So we'll go over to the screen we've got set up and answer your questions as best we can. So thank you everyone for joining us here today. Like we said, we can take some questions, we can answer those questions. If you want to put those in the chat, just underneath the video, to the side of the video, wherever it is, and we'll do our best to answer those as quick as possible.
Yep, we'll be online to answer your questions as you put them in. And thank you everybody for your time today. Hope you enjoyed the session.